Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to the fourth session of Faculty Development Program on Day 2. Now I call upon Sheikh Karimullah Sir, Head of Pharmacy, Global College of Pharmacy, to introduce our resource speaker, CS Mujibuddin Sir, Founder and Chief Executive Officer, Clinisoft Research Private Limited.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Dr. Sheikh Karimullah. So, presently working as an associate professor in Global College of Pharmacy. So, I am very much privileged to introduce about the today's speaker, CS Mujibuddin sir. So, actually, the name of the sir is the Sheikh Mujibuddin. So, as he is the founder and the CEO of the Clinisoft company. So if you take the two letters, the two alphabets of the Clino and the Sol, so the networking, that is the social media, wherever you find the Mujibuddin as the, instead of the Sheikh Mujibuddin, you find the name as the CS Mujibuddin sir. So that is the founder and the CEO. So coming to the educational background, so sir has completed his bachelor's from Padmavati College of Pharmacy from Dharmapuri district in the state of Tamil Nadu. And after that he has completed his master's, belongs to the specialization of pharmacology from Dr. MGR University, and which is again in the Tamil Nadu state. And one more certificate course has been done by the Mujibuddin sir, that is a MSc in the clinical research and allied professionals from Sikkim Manipal University. So this is the brief about the education, and now coming to the employment, that is the experience. So sir has 18 years of experience in the various healthcare industries. Sir also worked as a drug safety associates in the different healthcare companies such as the Peraxil or Oracle and Accenture, Equian. So many healthcare companies, the sir has already been having the great exposure. And so sir was a leading voice in the clinical research industry. And to have the mentorship of the students, so mainly the passed out students, whether that can be the B.Pharm or M.Pharm or PharmD. So sir's company was a bridge between the academic sector and the industry demands. So definitely there will be few limitations. So whenever a lecturer or any of the professor will be delivering their knowledge and what the industry demands. So there is some extra demand which is required apart from the education sector. So that gap is easily filled by the Clinisoft Research Private Limited. So under his guidance and under his mentorship, sir has placed almost more than 1,000 students in the various healthcare companies. And apart from the classroom teachings, so sir also participated in the international conferences as a speaker. There are few societies and the organizations such as ISCR, the Indian Society of the Clinical Research, and SCDM, the Society of the Clinical Data Management, and ACRP, the Association of the Clinical Research Professionals. So these are the different conferences, so which will be held annually throughout the globe. So overall, the three major responsibilities of this the first is the founder and the CEO of the Clinisoft company, and second is the associate director for the SGP, that is the software growth partners, and third is the admission director for the Mallareddy Vishwavidyalaya. So these are the three responsibilities where the sir has been engaged in his life. So overall, I would like to say the session is not only to deliver the knowledge, but also have inspiration and also a meaningful impact after the completion of the session around the group. So with these few words, I wholeheartedly welcome C.S. Mujibuddin sir to address the today's session. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. So most difficult part in our life is post-lunch session. And that too in this environment of AC and all nice lighting, we tend to sleep. So we can't provide sleep. I'm expecting that everyone have not had biryani. If it is biryani, then I can't. If it is mutton biryani with double masala, then we can't help it out. We have to sleep. So to start with, I just wanted to start with a small story. I think in the year 2014, I was associated with Oracle. I think my profile already your sir has spoken so much. I was associated with a company called as Oracle India. It's a software company. And there I was a principal consultant where I used to deal with databases which has to be developed for the clinical research. Yeah, so this was my profile. So now a person from US came, his name was Bob. He was a bald head. So because at that time bald headness was fashion. Now it has become more fashionable. If you have half hair, then you go for a full bald. Then it becomes more fashionable. So now he was a full bald fellow and he came and he said day one only all nice lunch he arranged. Biryani, halim and everything he arranged afternoon. He said unlimited food, you have 2 hours of time for a break and you eat. So we all ate very nicely food. And then post-lunch session, we have very interesting session, that's what he said. Okay, we said okay fine. So post-lunch session, he asked all the lights to be switched off. And AC to be only to 22 degrees. So only 20 people were there, around this 20 class. 20 people. Light was only on the head of him. It was shining. And then we said, wow, what a luck we are. Hopefully he will not ask question also, we will sleep. 4 o'clock we will say, wow, what a session, and we will go. Then he said, okay, I will give chocolate for everyone. Before you listen to a session, you have to have a chocolate. It was like a melody chocolate, this was chocolate. And everyone had chocolate and then we said, okay, chocolate is done, now you can start. Then he said, out of this 20 chocolates, I have placed one small chip in one chocolate. And with that chip, if it goes into body, whoever sleeps, I will get a message to my phone. That's a recent technology Oracle has invented. I want to test whether this chip is working or not. That's why I made everyone to switch off the light. So now, everyone was surprised with this all things and we started saying, listen boss, don't switch off the light, you switch off the lights because we are not going to sleep now. There is no meaning of sleeping now because he said about all this technology. Session completed 4 o'clock, we never slept, all 20 people. We were trying to sleep but we were avoiding by drinking water or coffee. Or we are going to the washroom or coming and sitting once again. So after 2 hours, Bob said that, boss, listen, there is no such technology which we have invented. That in a chocolate you can have a chip. And you have been made as a fools that we have invented this chocolate. Then he started saying that there is a new technology which came into picture which was called a smart pill. It was being discussed in the year 2014. And I was very few people who were discussing at that time of point about advancement, smart pill. And he bought and he has shown that pill to us. So it was just a capsule and inside that there was a chip also, visible. Chip was visible. Then he showed that in front of us. This is the invention which we did for Oracle to be given to the pharmaceutical companies. Very recently there was, I think 1-2 years back, US FDA first approved your chip-based capsule. And I think PharmDs, just now PharmDs came in picture. And why families are important? Not because of getting jobs, because of how we can make the patient to take the drugs every time. See, the story here comes is we study for marks, but we don't study for our careers. That's the biggest difference. We every time focus, our parents' focus is also only one thing. You study, you get marks, you get money. That's it. But you don't try to apply these things in practical environment. So why basically pharmacist is important, why pharmacy is important, we are missing that. We are just saying that by heart. But what is the point of pharmacies when it came into existence was the compliance of the drug was so difficult. Okay, so now I was suffering with cold. From since 3 days I am having cold. Now if I go to a doctor, he will give a 6 days prescription. Either erythromycin or ADC or paracetamol. Do you think that I'll take all 6 days tablet or I'll take only 2 days tablet, third day I'm feeling well, I'll leave everything. Okay. So I think second option is good for Indians because we are very intelligent. We are more good than doctors. And that too, we easily tell lies. See, I'm not generalizing things, but patient easily tells lies to a doctor, saying that boss, I have taken all the tablets, but I have not treated well. The doctor assumes that and he will give more powerful tablet. There is no connection between a patient and a doctor to know whether the patient has really taken a drug or not. For that purpose, we want something which is interesting story, which is called a smart pill. Wherein patient takes a capsule, chip comes out, it gives a message to a system that patient has taken a drug at this time. You don't need a patient to enter saying that I have taken a drug at this time. Patient cannot tell lies and physician will have all the information. The problem here, what is happening is we are not trying to teach the latest advancement which is happening for the students. So that students can think about the future to future research. We are still at the books, the world is moving very fast. So that's the basic things. See, when I came to Hyderabad, it was very difficult challenge for me because I was into all 5-6 years with the companies, very high salaries. After that, suddenly one day I thought I'll take some break, 2-3 months break. I'll eat, sleep, I'll enjoy my life. I came to Hyderabad 6 years back, 2018-19. I don't know what to do next. Either I need to go to a job or I need to do something. So I really don't know. Then after 1 year I started a work on a stenosaur. This word also it was very difficult. Now if you go outside and start opening and training institute saying that I'll give training, no one will come. No one is going to come. Every student, either they will say why should I pay or why should I sit in your class. They are not interested to sit in the faculty's classes also. Unless or until you force and say that I will fail you. They will not sit in your class. I don't know. Do you think that we should take attendance for students? We should take attendance or we should not take attendance? So there is one organization in India, one university in India who does not take attendance. Any guesses? Who does not take? There is no attendance system. From first year to fourth year also there is no attendance system. No student is being judged with attendance. No percentage. Any guesses? Okay. Okay. So that has the highest placements, highest patents, highest research is happening. And one seat if you go and buy also it is around 20-25 lakhs. It's not a government. It's not government. Any guesses now? No. Yeah, someone said this. BITS Pilani. BITS does not have attendance system. There is no monitoring of attendance. Okay, and one more story. Students are not coming to class. Is this a mistake of a student or a teacher? See, I know all are teachers only, but I am not offending teachers. If I am speaking something wrong, please forgive me. If student does not come to class, whose mistake is this? Teacher or the student? Come on guys. It's not a student mistake. It's a teacher mistake that he is unable to tell the stories, which makes him interesting. Days have gone where teacher used to beat with the sticks. Still we used to sit in classrooms, saying that that's the respect we have to give teachers. But now situation has changed. If you are not a good teacher, there is one more good teacher who is there in a competition. I'll go to him than to you. That's a competition. And when it comes as a competition, you need to become more professional, more good in all kind of arena where student touches you, he gets knowledge. When a teacher roams in a campus, it should not be the fear factor of a student. It should be knowledge by creation. But are we really doing it? We are afraid that students will ask more questions and then we are asking more questions to students. The student asking us. I think the situation has to change, and I don't know how many of you guys really think that learn first, teach next. Is this methodology is being done? Okay, I'm not here to take that session. So because my session was on advancement and clinical research, there was I think one TP college in China, one Unani college. So they asked me to take this session for teachers, that how teachers can use technology to teach. So first thing we applied there is, first learn first and teach next. You go and tell your student that tomorrow I am going to teach you this. And then student will study there in home, then come up to class, then you will have an assessment to students. Then understanding on the analysis of the student answers, teacher will understand what level I should kickstart. It might not be 0, it might be 50%, so that I can go to 150%. Every time not 0 is the student. Student might come up with 50% of knowledge already, and you don't need to put his strength there. That's where the strategy comes, learn first, teach next. There are around 20 strategies which were implemented for teachers to take advancement of technology. I don't know how many of you follow the memes. Everyone follows memes. The dangerous or most important information which we are going to get is doctors and teachers are going to lose their jobs with the only effect of AI. That's a dangerous statement which was being given. And it is not given by me. It's being given by one scientist who was from US. The teachers and doctors will be there only who uses the technology. Who does not learn the technology will be there and leave the jobs. Understood, I think? Yes, sir. There will be a competition between a teacher who does not know about technology, teacher who knows about the technology, a doctor who implements technology, a doctor who does not implement the technology. So that's the future. See, try to teach your student, because most of the time, in another 3 years, it's a disruptive careers which are coming into picture. Forget about pharmacy, council, president, no one is going to help us. Already we are seeing so drastic changes in the existing industry already. Now, do you think that this presentations to create for me, it hardly takes 5 minutes of my time. 5 minutes of my time. Earlier, I used to break my head for this. I used to put my strategy, I used to put my slides and everything. Now, while I am going in class to my university, I call my team member saying that, okay, I need slides of this. My prompts are, first slide should this, first second slide is this, third slide is this. She put that all prompts in one AI tool. She'll get the content. She'll take all the word content and put it in Gamma AI and say that prepare the presentation. It prepares wonderful presentation with all the logos. Now where is the work of me to prepare this presentation? There is zero work. But there is more work for me to do a research on this presentation. That's what is needed for me now. Now ChatGPT is going to disrupt whole industry and whole society. Already pharmacist jobs are more concerned now. I don't know how many of you know about it. Have you heard about drone-based dispensing? Drone-based dispensing. This is one more time. Another 1-2 years. If you are not bringing, someone will bring. Okay, patient will order a medication in online app. It goes to the nearest pharmacy who is having the CMR. He'll pick the medication, he'll put in a drone, all the medications in drone, map the location of the patient, directly drug goes to the patient home, and then patient opens phone pay, he will pay money, he will take medication, drone goes back to a pharmacist. That's your futuristic era. And one more time, counseling of patient. Not necessary patient has to come to pharmacist to sit and listen. He can listen virtually also. That's about telepharmacy, e-pharmacy. So that's the beauty what we are trying to go. Focus on these areas, then you are going to grow in your life. So I think I have done it. So today's topic, little bit focus on clinical research. And this word was not spoken before COVID. So there are two eras for us, and we are lucky people that after COVID also we have survived. After seeing two billions also we have survived. What God has given, we don't know. Fortunately, unfortunately, I got COVID positive in second wave, very lucky wave, and everyone is dying. And I said to my parents, I will not die, don't worry. If I die, I take 10 more people with me. The doctors tried everything on me. I tried everything on me, but nothing happened. And COVID gave one of the biggest challenge that why medication does not come in 1 day or 2 days. Our parents does not know all this answer. My parents, if I go and have a cup of coffee, they ask, what do you work? I can't explain them. I can't say that I work on new medications, on patients, on efficacy, safety. They say how much time it will take. 1 month or 2 months. I can't say these answers because they will not understand the criticality of those areas. But COVID at least have given boost up for all pharmacists to get jobs into clinical research. Definitely, the future of pharmacists is more into clinical research, new medication. And one more time, this is a very critical question to be answered. Do you think that we need new medications for a market? New medications. Do we need or you don't need? See, one more time, it's a logical and very critical question. If you say yes, I'll question you, why do you want new medication when already thousands and thousands of medications are already available? And when you go for a chemical moiety, it's only 40 to 50% of efficacy. It's not 80 or 90% of efficacy. Now, other alternative of chemical medications is biologics, which more MNCs are investing money. If you see Novartis or Pfizer or BMS or Amgen, they're not focusing on medications. They are focusing on biologics, the large molecule and proteinaceous molecule, which are called as biologic molecules. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, they are trying to invest time and money on devices and sensors. See, future is all about devices and sensors. If you understand it or not. Okay. So say for example, I have my watch. Okay, why should I wear watch? I think everyone, this is my watch. Why should we wear watch? This is not for style. Why? Sorry? Time.
Nowadays we have smart watches which can give you information.
Yeah. So now, for a reason I tell you, this watch is around 80,000. Why should I wear 80,000 watch? Or why he is spending 80,000? Why should I buy 80,000 watch? So that's health comes first. When it comes for health, you don't think about money. I hope I am clear. Yes, sir. It has so many sensors, and it's called as wearable device. It's a wearable device, and it gives ECG also too. So if I push my finger, but see, there is always a constraint thing that you put a finger and then you get the ECG. I'll tell you one more story. I work for one more company, I think, SGP Research Center. Okay, so what do I do research there? You know, there is one device. Okay, I think everyone knows about oximeter, COVID oximeter. Everyone had in finger. We developed one device which is similar to oximeter. If you put a finger into oximeter, then it tests all your 42 organ bodies and it gives results. First non-invasive results it will give about all your blood biochemistry and about all your organs and what food you need to take, what food you need to avoid, what exercise you need to do, what exercise you need to avoid, and how much time you need to sleep, what medications you need to take, what medications you need to avoid. This device we are developing and we have done research already, first device is already released, so many patients are already using it. That's where this comes as devices. That's the future. What is the future? You need to focus on devices. Apart from devices, there is one more big story. Okay, vaccines. I think very recently, yesterday or day before yesterday, HIV is not at all considered as dangerous disease now. It's not completely treatable, but people will not die. They will die at old age only. So that's the statement. We would have thought about HIV, we would have bought HIV virus vaccine also. We would have bought HIV vaccine also, but nevertheless it's not late. Vaccines is one more area. Apart from vaccines, there is one more new arena which came into picture. Okay, I don't know how many of you watches Telugu movies. There was a movie in I think 1980s or 90s, I don't remember. Aditya 369. So this movie, there was a Balakrishna and he goes into future. He goes into future. Time travel. He goes into future in 2050 or somewhere. And then suddenly he gets a belt and from belt it will give a sound. Ting, ting, ting. Then everyone is worried, what happened, what happened. Everyone will say, our system is saying you are hungry, now you need to have a biryani. Then he is ready to eat biryani, but there is no biryani, there is a capsule of a biryani. Okay, that's your future. That's your nutraceuticals. Okay, future is happening now. There is no tomorrow, that's today. That's nutraceuticals. So now nutraceuticals or one more time, very much focused. Apart from nutraceuticals, there is one more product, which are called as cosmetic products. Okay, cosmetics are also being done, lot of research now. Everyone wanted to look good. Who does not want to look good? Who does not want to smell good? Everyone. So that's where, including biologics, devices, vaccines, nutraceuticals, and cosmetic products are being focused for the research. Days have gone where we sit and say that we will bring new medication. Story got twisted. Earlier we used to say, from lab we will give it to patient. Okay, so this is the story. From lab there is a patient. It means that one scientist will go to lab and he will test some new medication and then he will bring a medication. But now it is the patient to the lab. Give me one. Now you have a patient. You identified a patient who is having a different kind of a condition. For that condition, you need to come up and give the treatment in animals or in lab. This is something which is called as the reverse compound. Now earlier we used to say from bench to lab. Now it is lab to bench. Okay, I hope I am clear. Perfect. Let's go ahead with the slides. Next slide. Yeah. So, how clinical trials was transformed from past, present and future. So, the three statements, past, present and future. I think everyone knows clinical trials, why clinical trials and how clinical trials and what clinical trials. What are clinical trials is testing in human beings. It's called as clinical trials. Why should we do clinical trials? Because if you don't have an evidence, you can't do release of a drug into market. But if you have, you can release a drug into market. Okay? Evidence. So now tell me something. Mujib is a good person or a bad person. Now after listening to this session, you can't say good or bad. No meaning in that. You should have a data and also a particular time frame. Then you can see. That's the evidence. And last one, how clinical trials conducted. Past, present and future. So now, in past times, there was lot of papers. If you see the image, manual process, isolated systems. It was just a computer system which was not connected with the internet. Just you enter data, big systems were there. I hope everyone remember copies, pen drives, or CDs. Not no one is using. Everyone is using what? How do you share data?
Cloud.
Wonderful, cloud systems. At least we should speak that language. If you don't speak that language, we will be crushed. Okay? If you want to give data to a student, you should come and say that I have put your question paper in cloud, go and get it. Not this cloud. Okay, sir, clouds are good, sir, today it will rain today. Now present, there is a lot of digital technologies and AI revolution for efficiencies and accuracies. If you see there, the first image which gives a round image, which is imaging technology. I don't know how many of you know this. Doctors might lose jobs. Why we are saying this is because there was recent technology we started inventing. Like say for example, if you have an X-ray image or ECG or scan image, so who should review it? Doctor, particularly radiologist. Why he should review is the question someone like us asked, and then we started training to the system, giving the scans, images, pictures, everything, and giving the answers. This picture is this image is this picture is this. So much of data is inculcated. Now the system is developed robustly such as if you just give a scan or an image, it will detect what type of tuberculosis, which stage of cancer, and how it can be treated. That's the advancement we have developed. Okay, and this imaging technology, imaging research was developed by Parexel. Perceptive. You guys have to understand the importance of this. The second image which showcased you the graphs. Okay, this is also the future. It's not about how important you can by heart the book. It's important that how you can represent the data, how you can pull up the data. Say for example, we are at Moinabad. We are at Global College. In Moinabad, in surrounding of 10 kilometers, how many campuses are there? How many girls and how many boys are there? How many boys are suffering with diabetes? How many girls are suffering with diabetes? What are their food habits? How much time they are sleeping? How much time they are using their phones? In a radius of 10 kilometers, if you collect the data and if you submit it to the Moinabad MLA, for example, I'm saying, don't go and submit, you will not understand this data. Okay, then we can prepare a policies that how we can make the youngsters ready. Because youngsters are going in very different directions. Now why reels have gone into so much super hit? Because attention span. Youngsters' attention span is just short, very short. If they are not interested, move on. You need to use your mind to understand the minds of youngsters to prepare your curriculums. That's the beauty. You need to engage people, make them sit, prepare themselves, challenge themselves. They will feel awards and rewards and happiness, not with the fear factor of a teachers. That's where your mindset has to grow now. Last one is system-based work, more of presentation and project tasks. The future is super good. Future is super good. The first word, decentralized. Now decentralized. Earlier we had centralized, now it is decentralized. Okay, patient will never come to a doctor. Okay, doctor, pharmacist, nurse, lab technician, X-ray, ECG, everyone is surrounding to a patient to make sure patient is happy. Because patient is customer for you. Okay. If patient is having a pain, he will not come to you. If patient is happy with your face, patient is happy with your treatment, he will come to you next time. And he will not pick your call and say, hey, first man. Days are gone where centralized location doctors used to be there. Now it's about decentralized. Okay, there are so much of technology which is imparted and included, wherein we are producing decentralized drugs. Most importantly, patient centric. This word looks dangerous. Okay, patient centric. Earlier days, patient used to come and we used to calmly say that what are your signs and symptoms. And patient used to tell that okay, I have a cold, cough, back pain, headache. He will write and he will guess out of the four symptoms which might be the disease and will give treatment. Oh, come. Story finished. But now when he comes to a doctor, he will have hundreds of information with him. He will come and say, he will tell about his demography. What is his patient details, about his age, gender, all those things he will tell. Then he will start telling about social history. Social history is very interesting. Social history is how many cigarettes he smokes, how much alcohol he will take, either he will take beer or rum or whatever, what time he will sleep, and how much is the time he will sleep, how much he do exercises, what food he will have, what diseases he is having, how many medications he is taking, what are his parents' diseases, what are any allergies he is having, what are the previous medical conditions he is suffering with and current condition, and other than any yogas or any Ayurvedic medication or Unani medication he is taking. He will give this much data in front of a doctor, along with his signs and symptoms. Now doctor got confused. What to do? This is something, a challenge which is going to be faced by, and very interestingly, patient will come up with his own treatment plan. Okay, outside only he will study, and a very comedy sense, yes, come on. One girl student I had, and she said, sir, I am losing my hair, I think I have a, what do you say, brain cancer. I said, what? No sir, I read in Google, sir, if hair loss is there, it's a brain cancer. What? I don't know this. They are studying so much in Google, they are confusing us so much. Okay. So now this much data, you need to listen to a patient and you need to take a decisions of patients. Understand situation has crossed now. Now pharmacies, generally pharmacologists, what do? We write a drug, we give it to patient. If time permits, we will explain the treatment to the patient. Got it clear? Understood? Yes or no? Yes. Now situation got changed that you need to first tell the disease to the patient and why patient got that disease. Then you need to tell that what are the possible option of treatment available. Okay? Then patient will choose the drug which he wants. Okay? Is that clear? Understood? Yes. Now that is what you call as patient-centric research. Patient takes a decision, it's not you. Because patient have to take a drug. If he is interested, he will take. If you force, he will not take. That's the future which is looking at it. That is called as patient-centric research. The last one, global regulatory harmonization. How much I speak also, very interesting stories also. There is a big word which we are bound with, that's a regulatory environment and law, legal regulations. Whatever I spoke, it has to be as per legal regulations. It cannot be deviating the legal regulations and DCGI or EMA or FD. So whatever I am speaking, I am in the area of regulation because we are dealing with human lives. Next slide. Yeah, so drug discovery, earlier, how it was, now and future. Then, web-based lab screening, isolated databases. Every company used to have their different databases. Okay, they don't used to share with each other. Now, currently, AML target identification. Now, earlier we used to say blindly this might be a target. Now, AML models have been so much developed that affinity prediction also is being done. Very interesting stories. Affinity predictions means that there is a receptor. How much affinity is there with a molecule to the receptor also can be predicted by ML models, machine learning models, which are data science models, which you guys have to learn. The biggest problem with us is we were not in integrated research, but we are sitting in an integrated campus. You had wonderful ecosystem. Engineering college, pharmacy college, MBA college. Three people together, you could have done wonderful integrated research. You could have came up with one receptor model. These people, data science people, might have come with one of the data science model. Marketing people or finance people might have came with the investors. You might have done a pilot study here. Integrated research ecosystem. No, I am saying this is the first time I am coming to global college. So next time also I will come if you call me. In silico model is also very nice, guys. I think I remember that a discussion was there. Organ on chip. Okay, organ on chip is also very. I think it's a future. Organ on chip is future, which is going to happen. Like say for example, there is an organ which can be developed on the chip. And there is no need of preclinical studies, killing the animals. Okay, so those kind of models are being developed. That's where I am saying invest time, ecosystem is there, prepare and develop your own models. Okay, that's what is in silico. Integrated databases, now all the companies have hand-holded and everyone is using the same database for discovering molecules. And there are so much of grants which are being given. You can get your grants. They are giving 75 lakhs, 1 crore also. CSIR and DBT grants are there. Who can support with AML and data science and with drug discoveries also. Next slide. Yeah, this is one of the interesting slides. Clinical site activities evaluation. Okay, so now say for example there is a hospital. Most of clinical trial has to be conducted at hospitals. So point number one. Patients should be there where you can conduct trials. So clinical site means hospitals. How evaluation was there? At that earlier times it was more of manual, more of documentation, writing. More of on-site. That CRA should come to a hospital and review. Okay, at that previous time. But now currently what is happening, ESOS and EISF. It means that there is no document at all. It's all electronics. There is no copy, no single paper. It's paperless or zero paper. Start implementing this technology in your college also. Go for zero paper compass. 1 year difficulty, second year you will implement it. That's where the future is, our current situation. The second one, remote and risk-based monitoring. This one, CRA does not need to travel. Travel has become very less. He can sit at location of US and monitor what is happening at the hospital. And remote monitoring and risk-based. Where is the risk? You will monitor only that, not 100%. We have our time limitation. We can't review all 100%. See, I don't need to see all 100% students are good. I'll categorize A, B, C, D. A, super good, let them do their work. B, not little bit good, but if I give little bit stress, they will become. B. C, not little bit less, but if I boost. D, if you boost also waste, leave them. Only capture the three, and fourth, people will start saying that, hey, what is happening then? The biggest problem with teacher is, they are going as a cluster of all 100. That's the biggest problem. Yeah, last, how India is happening. India is adopting to digital site adoption, where the increasing of hospitals are being done. So digitalization of hospital is being happening. Now say for hospitals also have become so much proactive guys. Hospitals also have become so much proactive. Now if you want to work in a hospital, remember, you have to convince the hospital that you can market your hospital, number one. You can get the patients to hospital, number two. The patients who are already there, you can convince one more time to come to your hospital, number three, and take the feedback, make that hospital number one in the Hyderabad. Then you will get your job. Or else you are not going to get your job. Is that sounds clear? Yes, sir. How to implement the technology and ecosystem of the hospital, it's your work. It's just 10 minute strategy. How you are implementing strategies is important. Not just getting a 20,000 or 25,000 of a salary. See, strategies are very difficult, which comes from brain. ChatGPT can't give. Okay, so hospitals have also moved into digitalization of hospitals. Next one. Yeah, this is interesting story. Everyone will understand. Patient recruitment and retention. Very difficult. Earlier, we used to say that you refer a patient. Will give someone. There used to be some consultants also for patient referral. Okay? And the only paper referral was there. Some money we used to give to the referral people also. And the next one, highest dropout rates. There was more dropouts because they were forced to come to a hospital. Okay? But now, currently it's AI driven recruitment. Tell me something. In Mohinabad, particularly, in surrounding to 10 kilometers of this radius, how many patients I have? Can I get that answer? So answer is yes, we can get the answer. Okay, now I don't know anyone who is wearing smartwatch. Okay, unfortunately, I am the only one person. Okay, so now the people who are using smartwatches, the data is being collected by the systems. Okay, knowing about how many people are using smartwatches or being collected the data. With a single click, I will understand that what is my blood pressure, what is my heart rate every day. And I can know that who are the patients in that. That's the first method. Second method, social media platforms. Okay, now say for example, if out of this 100 people or 40 people, what you have searched last 10 days about any disease, then you might know about that particular disease further. That particular disease, we are identifying the target patients. That's one more time. Identification of patients. Okay. The third one is about EHR and EMR. Your all X-ray ECG records. What you will do? You will archive in cloud server. That cloud server we can access and we can take the data. That's your future. Okay, understand? Prescription records, insurance records, X-ray records, ECG records, everything should be a soft copy and should be at a cloud. If you go to a doctor, you will just say a number. Now I came to Global College without any pen, paper, nothing. Just came and gave session because I already transferred the sessions. That's your technology transfers. With this, we can get the patient center, EHR and EMR. Okay? In India, it's developing, but we have to do it more. Okay? Tell me something. Can I get this information? How many accidents happened at Mohinabad Junction?
Yes.
Okay? So, how we should get? We should go to a police station and we should get that data. There is one more thing. I'll go to an insurance company and ask that how many people have used claimed insurance for an accident at this location. Then also I'll get that. Now, say for example, diabetes. India is going to become diabetes hub. Why we are saying? Because existing data clearly shows that our lifestyle has gone into dangers. Okay, the quality of sleep. See, mobile has done good or bad, I don't know. But it has done more bad than good. Okay, because of mobiles, the sleep quality has got changed. And sleep duration has got changed. Food habits have got changed. Okay, now most of people, fashionably it looks like 24/7 speaking about biryani rather than speaking about healthy food. So we are forgetting about word called as healthy food. We don't actually talk about healthy food, healthy diet. That's your future. What our parents have given is nice, healthier body. You forget about education, career and everything. If you have 10 crores also, if you are unable to sit and eat quietly, then what is the need of money? The healthier more you are, you can enjoy each 1 rupee. If you earn money without having health, then what you are going to do? See, you are earning 10,000 here. If you go to other college, you will get 20,000. For only 10,000, you will go to that college, and that college people are making you to work till the no. You want that 10 more thousand, or you want a rest saying that okay, but I am comfortable. Why should I run for 10 more thousand? You understood my point, right? Yes or no? Positions, ranking should be for your challenges, not for money. You should be challenged. Oh, this role is difficult. Let me try this role. Why this role cannot be answered by me? This position, why I cannot answer? The challenge if you take, then your life is good. Perfect. Now in India, we have got NDCD rules, supported digital trials. This is one of the interesting story. NDCD rules. Okay, new drug clinical trial rules. This is the advanced clinical trial rules India has given. Very focused regulations. If you can download this, very useful for you. You can give your students to start studying NDCD rules. See, why people are getting more jobs in clinical research? Because we have very stringent and strong regulations. Second point, we have more growth in this NDCD rules. That's where the future is all about. Okay, try to understand more regulations. And one more very important point, e-pro and virtual visits and e-consent is more important. See, the word virtual is becoming more famous. If you have virtual, that's more famous. Patient does not need to come to your site. Okay, earlier days, I remember, I think 10 years back, I was attending one conference. He came up and said that Uber was being used for clinical trials. You know Uber, right? Yes, sir. Uber cabs. Uber cabs, yes, sir. Interesting story. Anyone knows about it? I'll tell you one interesting story. In fact, Uber does not have one car also. Ola does not have one hotel room also. Zomato does not have one restaurant also. But they are billionaires because of only one reason. One idea, one app. It's an interesting fact and we don't need to think about it. One small app can change your life like this. Okay, Uber, I think when people were in US, patients were forgetting their signs. Okay, patient has to come every month. They were forgetting. And hospitals were very busy to bring them. Then the hospital people called Uber team and said that, boss, we want to write an agreement with you. We have 1,000 patients from different locations. All patients for 1 year schedule, I will give it to you. You book a cabs for 1 year. And their cabs, 1 day before they have to call the patients. And they have to be picked from home to a hospital and hospital to home. They were agreement to hospital and Uber. Now, it's not a headache of hospital. It has become a headache of Uber to book all the cabs prerequisitely, call the patient prerequisitely, pick the patient prerequisitely, drop the patient prerequisitely. There was one not small mistake happened. Everything was very smoothly done. That's what is technology is being done. Just have to implement and think about what can be done here. Then you are all good. That's where your technology comes. That's about virtual visits. ePro patient reported outcome is more interesting. Okay, the future is all about there will be apps where patient will be given an app. Patient will be given questionnaire. Okay, what time you took drug, how are you feeling, what you are doing, how you are doing, all those questions can be done, which is patient reported outcome. Next slide. Yeah, so this is an interesting story. We were not talking about one of the biggest word. That's your word called as data. Okay, future. I think 1 week back or 2-3 days back, there was still war between India and Pakistan. So Operation Sindoor was there. All those was there. So then the future war will not be on this kind of a missiles and all those things. The future war will be on only one word. No.
Data capture.
Data war. Everything, biology, everything is done. Data war. See, I'll tell you one, it will be more funny. Anyone knows what I will do at midnight, 12 o'clock with my phone? You can guess. Answer is you can't guess. What you guys will do at night 12 o'clock, will I guess? So that data is secretly stored at my phone. Someday, some hacker hacks my phone, then what is my status? You got my point? More interesting. Okay. I have, I think, 3 bank accounts. Okay. All accounts are being tracked by my face. Recently, what is that? Ghibli?
Iris scan.
Ghibli app. That images, funny images. Everyone uploaded photos. Some idiotic fellow hacked my phone and he used my image to unlock my account. Then what is my life? Okay. Got my point? I look young and dynamic now. But what is my health data? Do you know? No. But my health data is in my phone. Some idiotic fellow has hacked my phone and then he took my data. And he called me and he is blackmailing me. Then what? Future danger is all about one word. That one word is
Data capture.
data. Okay. And that is powerful tool also for us. Now I'll tell you. Global College. Established I think 2007. 2007, I was very small. So now from 2007 to 2024, there might be on an average 100 students per year. 20 years? No, 80 years. For example, 20 years I am taking. So 20 into 100. Around 2000. Okay. Now 2000 members data I have. Out of this 2000, might be 100 people might have started their own companies. 20 people might have become CEOs. They might have thinking that to help Global College of Pharmacy, but they are not knowing that who is there in this college. How to pick up that data, use that data for correct students to interact with alumni is more important. But how you can use that particular data is more important. That you can do it with the help of AI technology. Very recently we proposed one technology, AI technology, how LinkedIn can be used for. How many of you guys are using LinkedIn? One. Okay, I thank you. Faculties, please use LinkedIn. Then you teach students to use LinkedIn. Okay. LinkedIn is the only professional network everyone uses, including me. We only trust LinkedIn. We don't trust Instagram because Instagram is double our population. All fake accounts. One person having 3 accounts. One boy account, 2 girl account. Just LinkedIn they take Aadhaar authentication. LinkedIn does not allow fake accounts. LinkedIn takes Aadhaar authentication and LinkedIn is one of the best platforms. I would suggest you, sir, to start utilizing LinkedIn so that your alumni are in a network of ecosystem. You have already have a very nice ecosystem. Just have to build that ecosystem once again to make sure how alumni can be interacting with you guys. Why the topmost universities are best? Because of alumni. It's a simple reason. There is no ifs and buts in that. What college I studied, I still have love. Might be they might have failed me in practical, it's okay. At that time the professor was not good, might be I don't know. But he is good now, I think, I don't know. Next slide. Yeah, so this is the interesting story. PharmDs or pharmacologist. Advertisement reporting. Okay, tell me something very genuinely. Have we reported any adverse event in our lifetime? Answer is no. If we get headache also, we'll say, I will go and have some food and sleep. But now it's compulsory that you report an adverse event so that we know what are the problems of the drugs. Okay, so or else it's very difficult to understand about the drug effects. So it's about adverse event reporting automation. Earlier days it was very difficult and paper based. Now it has become AI based tool. It's always AI based tool. And we are asking more difficult questions to companies, There was one company, Novartis, which came to a regulatory body and said that we released a molecule, this is a molecule. 1 year after. Then the government of India has asked how many adverse events. They said only 4 adverse events. How many people have spoken about adverse event of your drug in social media? You tell that answer. Then it was very difficult. Government of India, what was the asked question was, how many patients were reporting adverse event in social media, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or wherever it is, with the word of drug name. Then nowadays were not having an answer. Then we proposed an AI model, where if any social media gives a drug name and adverse event name, then it pulls up the data. See, technology has developed so much, guys. Just we need to put our minds into it. Okay, now we have an answer for it. If you are, say for example, global college, how many people are speaking good and bad about it in social media? We can get that answer. We just have to run an algorithm, we'll get that answer. That's the beauty. Yeah. Now, India PVPA. I think what is PVPA? Everyone knows. In India, yeah. So there is a toll-free number. Everyone knows about it? Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, report on website also. So toll-free number, easy to remember, 3024. Okay. So 30 days, 24 hours. 1800 3024. That's the number. Toll-free number. Okay. And say for example, you said that okay, toll-free number. Now, why can't a global college of pharmacy can have a toll-free number? To talk to a faculty or to talk to a principal or to talk to a other people. If, for example, student has a problem of harassment and he or she is afraid to talk to faculty, toll-free number. Okay, press 1 for this. You don't need to tell your name also. Directly report it. And toll-free number is easily accessible. Okay, and toll-free number can be tracked by two-way conversation. Okay, so that's PVPA. Next slide. Yeah, this is more interesting story. It has become more interesting now. Okay, as already I have said that you are in an integrated campus. This campus people, you can ask them to integrate with your research. Analytics, one of the biggest learning curve for you. Analytics. I was talking to outside one college. There was one university who called me for conducting a workshop on clinical data visualization. It's in top 20 college, top 20 university. It is in Tamil Nadu. I don't know how many of you have heard the name. Sastra University. Anyone have heard the name? Okay, so yeah, it's in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. I think after seeing the research lab, I got very mad about it. I think the research lab itself was 80-90 crores. The research lab. And for a workshop, we charged around 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs. They were ready to pay money. And the workshop was on clinical data analytics, visualization of data analytics. That's a more interesting story. Okay, utilize it. There were multiple tools. One is on Power BI, one is on Tableau, and I think R is also good for data visualization and analytics. See, data is everywhere. Data collection, validation, visualization, submission. Story is this. Your future jobs are only on this. Whatever data it is. It might be your pharmacy data also. It might be XYZ data also. Try to understand that. Okay. So these are the advanced analytics, predictive analytics, protocol designs, anomalies, and also regulatory guidelines. Next slide. Yeah. Earlier days, protocol designing was so headache. We used to sit, understand and try. Now you don't need to worry at all. There are libraries, just have to give drug name, which patients you want to take, how you want to take. Then it gives you a protocol design options, 1, 2, 3, which option you want to take. You can customize your protocols based on your design. You have to use this or else you will be crushed. That's a simple logic. Okay? So designing of protocol, earlier it was decentralized and hybrid, now it is adaptive, basket and umbrella, and now earlier it was rigid protocols. See, rigid protocols were in such a way that you start until you complete, you will not answer anything. At the end you say it is pass or fail. Pass, very good. Fail, worst. But now it has become adaptive, basket and umbrella design. Basket designs, earlier it was 1 to 1, now it is 1 to many. Okay, now say for example, something I will ask, I have 4 molecules, but out of these 4 molecules I don't know which molecule is super good. What I will do, I take all 4 molecules, 4 arms in one disease, one drug. Okay, so this I can do. One more method. I have one more method. I have one drug. But out of these 4 diseases, I don't know which disease it might be very good. This is one more one, which is called as umbrella one. 1 drug, 4 diseases. Okay. The other one, 4 drugs, 1 disease. How it is going to happen? So opposite ways, adaptive model, during trial you convert. Saying that you change, you adapt to change. See, we are adapting to so many changes of technology. That's what is the future. Next one. Yeah, regulatory reporting submissions. Okay, earlier it was whole paper. Now it's all about CDD submissions. Now there is a Sugam portal. DCG has submitted to Sugam portal. So that Sugam portal, how you are going to submit this data is something which is happening in CDSO portal digitalization. You know, you have everything in automations, which is in CDSO. Done. Next. Yeah, so where the industry is going. First point, understand, it's decentralized clinical trials. It's not centralized version. Decentralized with technology. The second one, synthetic control arms. This is very interesting story. There is no particular arm to be used. Already so many patients are there. Create those patients as arm. Now say for example, I have a drug. I want to compare with paracetamol. I don't need to create a paracetamol patients now. Already patients are there who are taking it. Take that patient data and create a synthetic arm. Why do you want to waste the patient group now? That's the second one, which is synthetic arm. The third one, patient-centric model. Already have spoken so much about it. And last one, cloud-first infrastructure. Already we spoke about it. Cloud data, central repositories and central databases. Next one. Yeah, India in clinical trials. In 2019, we came up with ADCD rules. Top 10 global rankings and 100% we have got into digital transformation in clinical trials. Next slide. Yeah, so this one slide will explain about the whole clinical trial journey. This one slide. Starting from smart protocols, e-consent forms, no need of paper consent, electronic consent, remote monitoring, no need of travel to the hospitals, integrated EDC, one electronic systems where it captures all data, patient data, lab data, ECG data, X-ray data, reporting of advertisement, CDSU data, everything at one system. Auto EE capture, predictive analytics, all predictions are being done, CDD submissions and discoveries are completed with one team. It's end to end. Next slide. Yeah, key takeaways. I think this is my last slide, if I'm not wrong. I hope I'm on time. Oh. See, I am on time. The key takeaways. The trials are on digital, decentralized, patient-centric, rapidly growing on global trend. The future is real-time, AI, and regulatory harmonization. Next slide. I think this is the happiest slide I have. I don't know what you have understood. I hope I have given the slides to your sir. Slides are with sir. I generally upload the slides to LinkedIn also, or sir can share with the slides with you. Okay, my LinkedIn is Mujibuddin Sheikh. You can get connected to me on LinkedIn. You can ask any questions on LinkedIn. Okay, but now all teachers are there. I'm expecting couple of questions now. Students will not ask. Now teachers should ask questions, I think. At least one or two questions.
Sir, how will you make it digitalized? The model is all about AI and digitalization. We have many patients coming from rural background, so they cannot access technology. So we have certain population who are already having certain ailments. So how we can make them feel the e-concept? They need assistance, even if we want to go for digitalization. So that is a time-taking process again. So
Yeah, I understand her point now. What is her point is, how can we make, see, these all our stories are good because I am wearing blazer and wearing nice dress. And I speak about technology, you all also listen to this. But if you go home and say that I have learned about data science and AI and I can scan the image and do, your mom will say, go to Yarakata and join them. Don't come to home also. Because the reality is still we have buses where you don't have roads, you don't have clean drinking water, don't have access to internet also. Okay, so still we have that in India particularly. But there should be some place to kickstart things. We still have liabilities and issues with patients who are not having the skills of writing or using systems. We are still trying to address that, but somewhere we should start. Somewhere we should start, and we should adhere this to the patients where they can get more kind of things. But that's a very valid question, but we should start. We can't say that there is issue.
2019 new CDPR rules.
Yeah, NDCT rules came. See, I'll tell you, 2019 NDCT came, but how many of you guys really know about NDCT rules? तो अब तो मालूम हुआ ना, अब मालूम हुआ, अभी यहाँ से तो शुरू करेंगे, अब यहाँ से भी शुरू नहीं करें तो नहीं होगा। NDCT rules अब अपने को समझ में आ गया. I will call one DCGA member for your college for the session. He will come and speak about NDCT. I will call for 4-5 companies. I will arrange one CEO conclave to you to discuss your entrepreneurship idea. You come on. I will help. I will come on. We have already helping so many people. They will come. अब आज हम आए और बाकी के सब आते. Any other questions?
Sir, I have a question, sir. About decentralized clinical trials. So if you go on with that, so how about the patients who are in remote?
Yeah.
So how the research will be conducted for the remote patients?
Yeah.
Who are aware of this technology and all?
Yeah, decentralized clinical trial, how we wanted to do it in the way that earlier we used to say that it's completely decentralized, hybrid and manual. So we are trying to avoid manual process. Now, hybrid we want to do it. It means that we want to identify some hospitals in Varanasi and some in Karimnagar. So then those places will have our hospitals where they will conduct decentralized trials. Patient does not need to travel to Hyderabad, but they can travel to Varanasi. So that's something which we are trying to do it, which is hybrid model. So then 100% decentralized is not possible in under 20 years. But definitely we are trying to do it in such a way that nearest hospitals will, see, global college is not everywhere, but global college administration office can be at everywhere. It can be. So that's where we are thinking in that way. Thank you. Osman sir is very old friend of mine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you here. I'm very happy. Thank you.
हम हर जगह रहते हैं sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any question is there?
Yeah, teacher should ask more questions.
How about using AI tools for the people like us who are coming from a different background and we are not accustomed to this. We don't have any subjects in our academics.
Yeah. So, I tell you a story here. See, you are speaking to a person who is not from Hyderabad, who came to Hyderabad with just assumption that I will prove myself here. Being a pharmacist after M.Pharm, I challenge my parents, I will do that in movies, you will tell, right? After 1 year, I will build big bungalow to you, you all come to Bangla. After coming here in 2006, everything was new, city life, all things were new. I was not even knowing what to do, where to go for a job. But once I went into a job, then I converted my scanning and lifestyle and learning into technology. There was no things in academics for me also, but we learned it with more of networking and more of teaching and more of learning and upskilling. And one more very interesting story I'll tell you. AI word is not at all useful for us. Okay, I'll tell you the secret. Because AI everywhere you can't use, particularly in healthcare sectors you can't use, for particular scenarios we can use. I'll tell you. And remember, everywhere you can use AI, but condition is first about the healthcare sectors we know about it. And we know what are the gaps. You speak to that gaps to a technology person. They will prepare their programming. I have not learned AI. I have not learned programming, but I know what is my requirement. I can speak to an engineering person who can develop an algorithm to me. I hope I am clear about it. Now say for example, there is a patient, epilepsy patient. He got a fits and he has to take a medication. What medication he has to take, we don't know. How can we make a device which can tell the patient to take this medication? Or how can we send a SOS message to a relative? That is a gap you have identified. But you can't write a programming for it. You have to have an AI scientist who writes a programming for it. And you can't do it now. Because you are afraid about mathematics and data science, that's why you came into pharmacy. Now you can't learn about AI, saying that I'll learn everything and I'll become AI scientist. Point very clearly, understand how technology works, that's it. Don't need to learn AI now. And remember, don't tell students to learn AI. They don't know. They'll go to Coursera and they'll buy something and it will be useless and they'll come and scold teachers only. They useless people, they said this, but I have not learned anything. Because they have to learn more deeper into pharmacy, then how to implement this into AI they have to learn. I hope I have answered your question, ma'am.
Because buses will come 4 o'clock.
Buses also we need to put AI.
Yeah, so I request Sabina, please, vote of thanks. Sorry, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights on latest advancement in clinical research. Now I invite Fazlur Rahman sir, Dr. C.H. Naveen Kumar sir and Dr. Usman Ahmed sir to felicitate C.S. Mujibuddin sir. Thank you.
उसको भी एक ले लिए तो हो जाता बसेस चले
करने के लिए 10-15 ईयर होना सर
गुजारा सर पूरा
यू इतना आगे है सर आप